Have you ever wondered why your dog insists on sleeping right next to you every night, even though you've prepared a soft, clean bed for them, right nearby? Is it just being clingy? Or is it simply because you're warm? Not quite. There's a much deeper reason. And it might leave you both touched and surprised. You may think you're the one taking care of your dog, but once you learn the real reason they choose to sleep beside you every night, you might realize it's actually you who's being protected. In this video, I'll help you decode the different sleeping positions your dog chooses, from lying at your feet, snuggling against your chest, or even resting on your lap, and you'll begin to understand what each of these positions is quietly telling you. And at the end of the video, I'll share a small but incredibly important secret for anyone who wants to build a deeper bond with their dog, even without sharing a bed. If you're a caring dog owner, I believe you'll stay until the very last second. Have you ever tried letting your dog sleep in a separate space, only to hear scratching at the door, whining, or even soft cries like those of a child just a few minutes later? Many people assume it's because the dog is spoiled or used to being pampered. But that's not the case. The truth is, for some dogs, being separated from you at night can be a genuine fear. Not because they're misbehaving, but because they're afraid of losing you. Some dogs have experienced abandonment, being rehomed, or sleeping alone in confined spaces, and those memories leave a deep imprint on their emotional nervous system. And in the silence of night, that fear resurfaces the strongest. They can't speak, so they rely on the only way they know to feel safe: lying close to you, listening to your breath, feeling your heartbeat. To them, that's not just your presence, it's their entire world. I once saw a dog who had lost its previous owner. Though its new home took wonderful care of it, every night it would quietly curl up in the exact corner of the bed where its former owner used to sleep. No one taught it to do that, it was simply the instinct of love. There's a beautiful quote that says, "Dogs don't know how to say goodbye, but they remember you in a way that aches in their heart every night." And once you understand that, you'll stop seeing their need to sleep beside you as a bother, and start seeing it as a gift, a sign of absolute trust. But that's not all. If you've ever thought they just want warmth, then what comes next will help you see things in a much deeper light. You know, in a dog's world, sleeping next to someone is a powerful declaration. I trust you enough to close my eyes beside you. It may sound simple, but for a creature born to be constantly alert, choosing you as their sleep companion is the deepest level of trust they can give. Science backs this up. When dogs are physically close to someone they love, their bodies release a hormone called oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone. It's the same hormone that bonds a mother to her child from the very first embrace. It's no coincidence that when you're feeling down, your dog comes to lie beside you. They don't need a reason. They just need to be there, because they can feel your heart. I once heard a story from a dog owner. That night, I had just gone through a breakup. I didn't tell anyone, but my dog slowly moved closer, inch by inch, then laid his head on my chest and stayed there all night. Dogs don't say, "I love you," with words, but every time they curl up beside you, every time they tuck themselves into your arms, they're saying 1,000 times over, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." And here's the magical part: when you let them sleep beside you, your body releases oxytocin too. That's why so many people feel calmer, less anxious, and more at peace with a dog sleeping by their side. There's a quote I really love. You may think you're caring for a dog, but in truth, they're healing you every single night. But hold on, if you think the spot your dog chooses to sleep doesn't matter, then in the next part, you'll see, each position they choose holds a specific message about their feelings and personality, just for you. If you pay close enough attention, the position your dog chooses to sleep beside you each night is actually a vivid emotional map. And each spot carries a heartfelt message your pup is quietly whispering to you. You just haven't had anyone translate it for you yet. Sleeping at the foot of the bed. These are dogs with a moderately independent personality. They love you and want to be near you, but they also value a bit of personal space. This position lets them protect you while keeping a good view of their surroundings. It's as if they're saying, "I'm here, ready if anything happens." Sleeping pressed up against your side. Dogs that snuggle tightly against your body, sometimes as if they're trying to melt into you, are showing a deep emotional bond. They need to feel your warmth, your breath, your heartbeat to feel safe. They want nothing more than to simply sink into you every night. Climbing up near your head, pressing against your face, or lying on your pillow. You might think this is a bit much, but to a dog, it's a sign of the highest level of love and trust. They want to hear your voice, smell your hair, and breathe with you as they drift to sleep. These are the dogs who always need to feel like they're a part of you. In fact, research shows that over 72% of dogs will sleep closer to their owners on nights when their humans are stressed or sad. They sense it, and they respond instantly. No one had to teach them. There's a gentle quote that lingers deeply. Dogs don't need to understand what's happening, they just need to be there when you need them most. But hold on, if you think sleeping close is just about warmth, the next part will help you understand why that warmth isn't just for comfort. It's part of a memory passed down through thousands of years of evolution. On chilly nights, you curl up under your blanket, and then a little ball of fur inches closer, curling up against you like a living puff of cotton. You think they're just looking for warmth? Not quite. That's actually how their ancestors survived for thousands of years. In the wild, wolves, the distant ancestors of domestic dogs, always slept in a tight, huddle formation. Not just to stay warm, but to feel life, connection, and to protect one another from dangers lurking in the dark. Even now, though they live indoors with beds, blankets, and air conditioning, that instinct remains fully intact. Dogs have a higher body temperature than humans. So in a way, you've become their living, heated blanket. But the more touching truth is, they're not just seeking warmth, they're seeking touch, connection, and a sense of belonging. You may have noticed that some small dogs can't fall asleep unless they're snuggled up against someone. It's their way of self-soothing, just like a child needing their mother's arms. And here's something that stopped me in my tracks when I first read it. For humans, a hug is a choice. For dogs, a hug is survival. They cuddle to live, and to live within you. But that's only part of the protection story your dog holds in its heart each night. Because here's a surprising truth. Even while they sleep, your dog is still on duty for you. You might think that when your dog is fast asleep beside you, that's when they're fully relaxed. But actually, not quite. Dogs have a special ability that humans don't. It's called the nictitating membrane, also known as the third eyelid. It's a thin, transparent layer that allows dogs to rest while still keeping an eye on their surroundings. Strange as it may sound, it's a survival tool passed down from their ancestors, to stay alert even when the whole pack is asleep. If you pay close attention, you might notice your dog's eyes slightly open, pupils gently moving, ears perked up even though their body is still. That's them sleeping. But only half asleep. Why? Because even beside you, where they feel safe, their protective instinct never fully shuts off. In their mind, you are their precious pack, and they stay alert to ensure nothing harms you in your sleep. A friend once told me, "One night I sleepwalked and suddenly got out of bed. My dog instantly jumped down, stood in front of me, and gave a soft whimper as if asking, 'Are you okay?' They may be asleep, but their heart and their protective instinct are always on." There's a quote I've read over and over again. When you sleep, your world falls silent, but for a dog, that's when they guard that world, with unconditional love. And did you know, there's another subtle way dogs express this invisible guarding? Through scent, a kind of silent, invisible embrace. They don't just want to be close to you, they want to mark you gently with their scent. As if to say, we belong to each other. Dogs don't just want to sleep beside you. Every position they choose, every breath they press against you, every time they bury their head in your lap, it's all a gentle whisper. I trust you, I need you, and I love you in a way words could never express. From ancient instincts to present-day affection, from familiar warmth to fragile sleep, it all weaves together to say one thing. You are the emotional home your dog returns to after every long day. And if you've made it this far, I believe you're not just a dog owner, you're a true companion in your pup's journey through life. So, each night, ask yourself, am I giving them a sense of safety, or just sharing a bed? If any part of this video made you think of your four-legged friend curled up at the foot of your bed, or resting their head on your shoulder each night, share this video with another dog parent. Because who knows, they might need to hear a message this gentle too. And finally, if you want to continue walking this journey with a community of people who truly understand and love dogs, Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell.